I'm Scott. Welcome to Planes, Trains, Everything. Welcome to Paris Orly Airport. Today we're going to spend the day and the night in Paris, and I'm going to show you a few things around and we're going to do some discovering together. Now if you think you're going to see the Arc de Triomphe, the Louvre, or a Cop and Eiffel of the Eiffel Tower, you're in for a disappointment because there's going to be none of that. This is kind of off the beaten track stuff. Some of it is on my Paris bucket list, some of it is stuff I've read about and I'd just like to explore it, but I'd like you to come along with me as well. First things first though, we have to find the free shuttle train called Orly Val.
Bienvenue à bord d'Orly Val. Nous atteindrons Antony dans 6 minutes. En s'assurant de naviguer à bord. Merci.
Having safely arrived in Paris, we're now on our way to Luxembourg. This is the Luxembourg Gardens. I've never been here before, but I'm here to find something embedded in the ground. In fact, quite a few things embedded in the ground, and I'm not quite sure where to look for them. In the meantime, have you ever heard of Paris Syndrome? It's not some sort of fancy YouTube influencer or celebrity. I've written the definition down on a piece of cardboard. This is from Wikipedia, so it must be true. Paris Syndrome is a transient mental disorder exhibited by some individuals when visiting or vacationing in Paris as a result of extreme shock derived from their discovery that Paris is not what they expected it to be. The condition is commonly viewed as a severe form of culture shock. Paris Syndrome. The theory is that Paris is the ultimate city of style, taste and sophistication as portrayed on TV and movies. This creates high expectations. For many people, the reality is very different from the expectations. Tourists are confronted with overcrowding, litter, graffiti and an alleged less than welcoming attitude by French hospitality workers like shopkeepers, restaurants and hotel personnel. Paris is a living city and it's got grit, it's got grime, but that's not what you see in the movies or TV. The City of Lights is found by many to be the City of Frights, and based on the amount of dog poo everywhere, some people even say the City of Don't get me wrong, Paris is a beautiful city, but I find it becomes a little repetitive after a couple of days. Most of the boulevards date from the same era, from about 1853 to 1870, and they all start to look the same. Much of the city is the same colour as well, a sort of cream grey limestone called Paris stone. It's still one of the must-see cities in the world, and I must find these things while I'm here at the Luxembourg Gardens. Let's go hunting. Did you ever see the film of Dan Brown's book The Da Vinci Code starring Tom Hanks? Any film with Tom Hanks is a must-see for me. There was a scene which showed the Rose Line in a church, which was allegedly the Meridian Line which headed north to Edinburgh and the Rose Line Chapel. I want to find this church and the line on the floor. That there is the Montparnasse Tower, and it's said that that offers the best view of Paris because it's the only place in Paris where you can't see this monstrosity. I think they're up there. There's one. There's another. And there's another. These are the Arago medallions, and they show the original 0-degree meridian which ran through Paris until they surrounded the Strait to Greenwich in Britain in 1884. This line is nowhere near Dan Brown's Rose Line. That's complete fiction, but I still want to see this church and the line in the ground. That's absolutely stunning. This is an absolutely gorgeous park, but I haven't got too much time here because I've got a whole list of things to show you and to explore. This is actually quite spectacular. But I think I've just spotted an exit. I'll have to come back here and explore this place further because it's absolutely beautiful. And I believe it's just down here. That antique market could have been dangerous. I had to leave otherwise. Right, next on the list, in that direction. Okay, we're now going somewhere that could be a bit dangerous. If you've been watching this channel for any time, you'll know I'm not a great fan of Google Maps. So, I brought my own. And we're heading right up there to the River Seine. You know something, guys, I'm really proud of me. I managed to go past all of those chocolate shops and not go into a single one. Actually, that's not entirely true. I did go into one to have a look because the displays were just so beautiful, but I didn't buy anything. But I'm still in Paris for another 12 hours. I'm only human, you know, only human. Marche Saint-Martin. It's supposed to be quite a good market, this. So let's go in and do some food exploring. Back in the day, I think that was probably quite an important market. Today, it's a bit quiet, not much happening. Right, I'm heading into another dangerous area now. Wish me luck. Well, no sign of this shop. Thanks, Google Maps. Right, there is another one, Plan B, and it's down here about 500 metres. Oh well, strike two and I'm out. What I was looking for were one of two antique bookshops. And I've got a real weakness for old books. I can't read French, but I'm sure these bookshops here has some really nice books which would look good on a library shelf. No, thank you again, Google Maps. Now I know I've got it right because I transferred the information onto my own map and I know how to read maps. So I have no idea where these shops are, but they're not where Google says they are. Oh well. Right, what I might do is start heading towards the hotel. It's now 4 PM. I can check in, I can do with a bit of a wash, bit of a rest, because the action hasn't finished yet. We're going out to see some sights tonight. Have you ever seen that Paris landmark before? It dates from 1672 and it's Paris's first Triumph Arch. What I want to know is, how did the guys get to the very top to do the graffiti? This is my hotel for the night, the Hotel Liberty. It was £47 for the night. Some people say it's a flea pit, it's not, but according to TripAdvisor some rooms might have bed bugs. There's a reason why I'm staying here and I'll explain that when we're inside. Well guys, you might be wondering, why did I choose the Hotel Liberty? Well, in actual fact the Hotel Liberty chose me. When I booked this about 2 weeks ago, roughly 98% of the rooms in Paris were already full, which meant only the ones at the top of the price range or the ones at the bottom of the price range were available. But I'm a clever person, I am. I've got an American Express card with British Airways and you collect Avios. I've also got a Nectar card, which is, here in the UK, it's a loyalty card where you can collect points. To be honest, you have to collect points for about a decade before you can afford to buy anything. But they have an affiliation with booking.com and you can book through Nectar to booking.com. Now the prices they offer are the same as the prices as if you go directly into booking.com, except that you can use Nectar points to pay for it. And if you're really clever, you can convert British Airways Avios to Nectar points, which means you can then get a better room through booking.com. That was the plan anyway. So I thought what I'm going to do is I'm going to convert all these points to Avios to Nectar points. I'm then going to book a nice hotel. It was about £250 a night, but based on the number of points I was using, the remainder was about £42 to be paid direct, and I thought I can afford that. I have this love-hate relationship with technology. I love it, it hates me, and the transaction went through fine, and I thought something must have gone wrong. No, it's fine. Your Avios are being converted to Nectar points, but you'll have to wait 12 days. And I thought, but I'm travelling in 14 days. There's no way I'm waiting until 2 days before departure before booking my hotel. So I had to book something. That's why I chose this one. Now it's in a great location. It's just up the road from Gare du Nord and Gare du Nord, where I'll be leaving tomorrow. Although after I booked it and it was a non-refundable rate, I did look on TripAdvisor, and sometimes you shouldn't do that. Something like 2/3 of all people said it was fantastic, it's very good or average. And as long as it's average, I'm quite happy. But the other third said it was really bad or avoid at all costs. And most of the complaints seem to be to do with bed bugs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a guided tour of this place, not much to show you, and I'm going to look out for signs of bed bugs. Okay, for your £47 a night, you get one double bed. That's the main thing. You get a rather wonky looking TV, towel, bidet, wash hand basin, a table and a chair, and a very small wardrobe. But this seems to be the place where people stay if they're here for one night. And as you might have noticed, it's a shared toilet or a shared bathroom. I will be going for a shower later on, so I'll let you know what it's like. Well, that's good news. There's no sign of bed bugs. The bed looks spotless. Right, I'm going to have a rest, I'm going to have a wash, then we're going to go out and see some sights. It is supposed to be raining around about 8 o'clock tonight, and we're talking rain, not showers. So it might be a washout, but we'll see how it goes. The rain which we had earlier on passed as quickly as it arrived, but tonight it's supposed to be pretty heavy. Anyway, I'll see you in about an hour and a half. Okay, see you at 6 p.m. And there she is. I've made no secret of the fact that I have a soft spot for Talus. I haven't been able to work out what it was until recently. It's the ruby red colour scheme. When I read that Eurostar and Talus have merged, I thought, does that mean the ruby red will disappear? Apparently not. They're going to keep it, they're just going to get rid of the Talus name and replace it with Eurostar. But I do like Talus. Next on my tour of Paris is something I've wanted to see for years and years. Never been in the right place, never had the time, all these different excuses until now, and I'm taking you along with me as well. We're not going to go into it, we're just going to look at it from the outside, but it is a Paris landmark. That is so cool looking, and it is a genuine windmill as well. Next to it, there's a restaurant which made me laugh, called Quick. They used to have Quick restaurants in Britain, but I think they died away, or possibly their customers died away. One of my favourite authors, Bill Bryson, once said, "Quick, a bucket." I'm sure they're not that bad, but we're not going in. There are a few windmills in this part of Paris, Montmartre, because it is on top of a hill. But only one has been turned into a sort of a cabaret and show venue. Right, my other must-see while in Paris, up here somewhere. absolutely love the Sacré-Cœur. I cannot come to Paris and not see it at least once. And I've done it every time I've come to Paris, and I never get bored of that building. And I think that's probably a good way of finishing filming for the night. We'll go back to the hotel. I'll check again for the bed bugs, and I will give you an update in the morning as to whether I've been someone's dinner or not. So I'll see you in the morning. Well guys, I finished the footage for the video the following morning, went home, and about a week later decided to start editing the footage. But by then the bed bug bites had started, and this is the worst area. Look at that. Now, I'm not going to show it all to you, but I'm covered in these bites. They're all over the place. It takes up to 14 days for bed bug bites to appear. Yeah, and I'm getting hammered at the moment. I went on TripAdvisor and left some feedback, and you get an email from TripAdvisor saying, are you sure you want to use that expression bed bugs? Yes, I do, yeah, because there's no other place I could have gotten them from. So, Hotel Liberty. Unless you're into parasites, I wouldn't recommend staying there. This was my very own version of Paris syndrome. It just did not live up to expectations. Anyway guys, thanks very much for watching this little adventure around Paris, and I'll see you next time. Oh, they're so itchy.